Om Harihi Om Gananaन् Tva Ganapatihim Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupavashravatamam Jyeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspataha Shrinvannotibhistitasadanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheswara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahavijyam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavakaihi Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Namaste, Namaskaram, Pranams to all the contributors of their ears to these episodes on Katopanishad. Today we are going to take up the Manthra number 5 of Valli number 2 of Adhyayam number 1 of Katopanishad. Let me first recite the mantra in Sanskrit, thereafter in English as transliterated, then small gist about it, and thereafter a bit description depending on the time what is permitted. Now let me recite the mantra. Avidhyayam antare vardhamanaah swayam dhiraah panditam manyamaanaah dhandramyamaanaah varihanti moodhaah anyat antenaiva niyamaana yadhantaah. This is the mantra. Now let us see the English part of it. Engulfed by ignorance are those hypocrites that sketch themselves enlightened. Half-witted are they, the smoke-screened, loitered by the blind. Down they fall into trammels of samsara, a crater deeply deepened. Now let us see the gist of the mantra. A samsari who himself has a deep bondage and entanglement in mundane living things, that he had gained enough of knowledge by academic reading that would suffice all that is connected to Atma Vidya, and such of the persons characterized by hypocrisy pose themselves as having mastered Atma Vidya. But it is absurd. This is congruent with an act of a blind leading a file of blinds parading on a ground as masters of treatises, falling into deep craters, falling into samsara and trenches of rebirths. Now let us see the bit more details on this mantra. From this mantra, Mrityu Bhagavan starts giving an account of the behavior and actions of samsaris who are engaged in praise marga. He notifies them as the one amidst the deep ignorance and engrossed by avidya. Day in, day out, these persons engage themselves only in transactional, phenomenal activities as to run and for fetching wealth and enjoy earthly pleasures, and of course spending time on karmic activities. Those are recommended by the Veda and scriptures. They are karmakandis. These people are said to engage purely in praise marga. Such persons wrongly assume that they are versed well with the Vedantic outlook, and that they already have the full knowledge of the Vedanta, as assimilated the gist of the Vedanta. They even pose themselves to be having the competency to teach subjects to others. They are to be known blinds, being guided in path by the blinds. இந்த மூடர்கள் குருடரால் வழிநடத்தப்படும் குருடர்கள் எனவே கருதப்படுவார்கள் இல்லையா? குருடன் ஆக்ஷன் போனால் எப்படி இருக்கும்? Such people, such persons will not be released from the entanglement of samsara bandham. Avidhyayam antare, they never understand their ignorance, as this ignorance will not be able to play a role of enlightenment to them about the limitedness of their acumen and knowledge. தனக்காகவும் தெரியாது, பிற சொல்லியும் புரியாதுன்ற மாதிரி வேதாந்த விஷயத்தை நாம் கேள்விப்பட்டிருக்கிறோம். அந்த மாதிரி அவங்களுக்கும் தெரியாது, சொல்றதும் புரியாது. அப்பேற்பட்ட இடத்துல குருடத்தினுடைய இதை தெரியாமல், குருடத்தனத்தை தெரியாமல் வழிகாட்டி சொல்வது போல தான் அமையும். That is why this mantra criticizes such persons but also condemns their acts. Adishankara Bhagavad-pada uses the pada Adhyayam antare vartamana. So this pada refers to the darkness that does not allow the eyes to realize the stationings. Things எங்கெங்க இருக்குன்னு தெரியாது. They get into the state of being hardly guided even if one sympathizes with such a person. In Tamil, they are called Tarkuris. They are engrossed by the tamasic quality. They are bonded and entangled by passion, affection and desires. These chains are hardly breakable. Here the tamasa governs the jiva with a total and complete control that prevents them to realize their Swaya Swarupa. They are caught by moha, the desire, and get into the actions heinous and unrecommended ones. Once committed, they are unable to fetch a way out. They are left with bundle of confusions and they personify undeterminates. They are bound and attached to kamabohas. They are destined to take only a naraga like Vaitarani. Vaitarani is supposed to be the worst of the naragas. The Vaitarani is a river, is a mythological river in Indian religion's belief and is described in Garuda Purana. This is all meant for the sinful. This river is filled with blood. Persons bound by desires and passions are led to resort to choosing unacceptable and unethical means to earn and conserve wealth. Atma Tattva is concealed and covered by Ajnana that came as a source of a Karana and the Sarira structuring the senses and the mind to build up the world for their own selves. These big I-ness and the belongingness, yes, is Mamatakaram and Ahankaram, always dwell in avidya. An ordinary samsari feels that his life has had all completeness by his birth, parental care, education, employment, earnings, having a house for himself, got the children well settled, and alongside these greeny apparent pleasurables, enduring all the difficulties in the course of such progress in life, he is taken for granted as the title holder of an achiever. Achiever na apdi illa. There one must expect a day when all these achievements will become a big cipher and a zero upon attainment of agedness and the associated physical and mental unfitness. Therefore, one must try to master the indriyas and the mind well before the mind and the indriyas start exercising their dominance over the person. Yadira is the one who programs all this well in anticipation. Dandrabhyamana Bharyanti Mutha, a pattern of crisscrossing style of a living, jumping from one to the other, is a style of living of a Muda, the idiot. An idiotic behavior depicts inconsistency and the tendency to prefer the easy-going way of life, which may apparently fetch pleasures for a moment, but is not sustained one. Such persons are seen shunting between Piturloka and Bhuloka only, at times to Manushaloka and Narakaloka also. A leader who is blind and he is the one conducting a group of blinds for sure will meet with unimaginable consequences. Such people declare themselves as great achievers. This has become the Yuga Dharma as we observe these days. Ethical values and observances of Dharma, Nishtha and all are getting eroded. The falsities are projected as the ultimate truth. Vedanta in its real spirit tries to indicate these shortfalls, correct the society, lead them all to in the right direction, as start for towards moksha. Thus, the analysis on the observance of the right knowledge is insisted upon by Yama, not only to Nachiketas, but also for the entire society. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om.